and I'll dismiss you off of principle. I don't have to explain to you what you did because you a grown ass man. You know what you did. But you gonna know me though. Everybody, you literally get one chance. It's an honor and a privilege to fuck with me the first time.
Welcome back. Part 3, the finale of this whole shebang. Great conversation though.
Oh yeah.
We left off talking about this whole notion about what people bring to the table, and I actually want to get the ladies' take on this first. Hey, what do y'all think about that, ladies?
I watched the clip. I think I don't know if he was saying like people are actually asking like, what do you bring to the table? I've never experienced that, like a man dead ass asking me like, well, what do you bring to the table? But like I thought I got it from both perspectives, because one, if I had a son, dead ass, you ain't fucking dating. What is she bringing to the table, son? Bro. So I can't take it like, oh, as a woman, no, because if it was my son, he ain't dating no trash either. You could be beautiful fucking trash, and she has nothing to offer besides her beauty. No, sir. So I think with that, from the clip, I don't know if he was saying like they're asking women that. Is that what they were saying? Like they're asking women, what do you bring to the table, or just
some are asking and some that's their like deal breaker, or that's what they're looking for. Like, well, if I gotta do X, Y, Z, because more so often like women are quick to be like, you gotta have this and you gotta do this, and where men don't really vocalize that. They just kind of,
but they're looking.
You know, they're looking, but they don't usually verbalize it.
But men do though. I was about to say, a grown ass man will absolutely tell you like. No, like not like that. But the whole thing is, in our big grown ass age, a man deserves that too. Why would he be doing all of this and you literally do anything?
Because it's levels to it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's levels to that maturity. And I think we spoke on this earlier, where a lot of people are in that, we'll call them column B, which is they're not at that hill, or they haven't figured they haven't gone through their journey to
explain the columns to me again, so we know.
So you have column A, which is like these are the folks that have gone through their journey, they're healed, they know how to communicate, and and listen, they can hear and they can interpret what someone is saying, and take action from there. You have column B, who are the folks who are like, they went through some shit, and so they're kind of like their guard is up. But they're eventually going to get to a stage where they go through their journey and they transition to column A.
Okay, gotcha.
Then you have column C, which is the folks that are just like they in the trenches.
Yeah, they
they ain't hit their rock bottom yet. They haven't gotten to the point where it's like, all right, fuck this, I want to feel better. Yeah, they're just so. I think most of the people that we're hearing or seeing that are going through this, what do you bring to the table, are the folks that are still kind of like either in column C or column B.
Yeah, like halfway in B.
Yeah, at the early stages of B.
Yeah,
because A minus.
I think as a grown man with standards and shit accomplished of himself, absolutely you are to require your woman, like, the fuck.
I think what he was mentioning, what his approach was, again, with women. And even in today's age, it's more materialistic, or your job status, or your that's when they say, what do you bring to the table? That's the first things that come to mind. So there are men who will be like, hey, like, you don't have an impressive enough resume for me, or you don't have this, that, and the third, or you can't buy me a PlayStation and an Xbox. Like, those are unfortunately like things that a boy is still looking for. But when you reach, like you said, that grownness, when what a man then looks for in a woman is not what she can buy him.
Do you give me peace?
Do you give me peace? Do you take care of the household in the way that I would want my wife to take care of my household? do you want and raise children the way I would want the mother of my children to raise my kid? So it becomes like it's a standard. Like, do you meet the standards that I require for someone to stand next to me? And it's covered sometimes by people that haven't reached their grownness, think that standard is what you can financially or materialistically do for me. And when you get grown, it becomes, what can you do for me emotionally, mentally, structurally? And unfortunately, in today's age where women can be independent, like we have let's be honest, like laws were created so that we can be independent.
I don't want to be independent.
That was not the intent of our country and our being. Was for us to be, we were written in to be able to afford that, and we're figuring out what that means for households. So it's like, if I can buy and check mark all the materialistic things, well then what the fuck? Like, so what I need from you isn't a Tiffany bracelet.
I think that that speaks for the maturity in some women, the healed women, because you on the flip side, you have the interview that they had with Ayanla about the bus driver. Would you date a bus driver?
She
right?
sure would. Shout out to her.
And so, there is this misconception of, oh well, like you mentioned, it's not what you bring to me monetarily. What can it's not about the trips to wherever you want to go, Dubai or whatever the place is that these people want to go now. But it's about, am I comfortable coming out? Am I coming into a war zone at home?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is this guerrilla warfare when I walk in the door?
Y'all be wanting peace.
Like that.
But also, I've learned too, if a man's not in position, like if you as a male don't feel like you've reached that point of where you can take care of your household on your own, you can have that support. There are some men who are looking for, like, you're in that position in your life where you need a woman to facilitate and to help bring in the extra to make that household whole, to where that is what you need at the moment. You need somebody who has the job or the pedigree or the insight or the connections that you need to take it to the next level. But those relationships usually don't end up being long term. Like, it's usually like, okay, I need you for this moment, for this space that I'm in. And unless once I get there, I can then supersede you as a man and then be able to give and pour and pull you to where you would like to be, versus where you've had to be.
He gonna go get a new one.
It's gonna go by the wayside. And that's typically where you see, like you said, men, or the girl who was in the trenches and she was holding you down and she got you the degree and now you're a doctor, and then you pull a Kanye and you run off with Becky and them. And
I wasn't saying it in that place, but I do. This is me, my survey, and kind of how, like, you were agreeing in that aspect of simply just not being ready until you're where you need to be as a man, or where you feel accomplished at. But that goes, it ties into anything. Until you know where you are, how do you even know what type of woman that you need? Right. So of course, when you reach this level, I need this type of woman to maintain the level that I am now. So we can't be upset like, he didn't need you. That was your choice to go through his shit. Assignment versus destiny. So of course, when he's up here, he needs this type of woman. Right. Absolutely. Why are we being offended?
It depends. Now I have to play, both sides of the fence, like someone said earlier, because there's a little bit of a. It depends on the woman too.
Absolutely.
Because there could be someone who's like, you know what, you got it right now.
I think it depends on the conversation.
You got it right now.
Yes.
It depends on the conversation.
Okay.
Because you could not have that conversation, and they would, the woman or man would think that, okay, this is something that, like, we in this together, no matter what.
Right.
Where if you have that conversation up front or at some point in time, then they can make that choice on whether or not they want to ride the ride with you.
But it takes a real one to be like, you're my golden goose. I'm gonna milk you until I get to the next level.
I was gonna say say some men, they'll say like, I need to, they don't say it like that.
They're gonna
they'll,
be like,
but they'll
you hold me down, babe. I appreciate
a man
you
will
doing
say
it.
like,
Thank you,
honestly,
baby.
I need to go through this shit by myself. If you want to be here, then cool. That's us. We're stupid. Like, he said he's not ready right now. No, he literally said he got to go through his healing, like how you're on your healing journey.
Yeah.
You made it very clear.
It's the same way someone dates.
Now, if you want to roll with me for the time being, that's your choice.
Exactly.
But don't expect this to be a forever thing, because
I give the option.
I'm in this position of
it's in the dating realm too. It's in the dating realm of you meet someone and say, I'm not looking for nothing right now, but you can be here if you want to be here.
Right.
But that's
why are they being there?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're saying the same thing, but I'm putting it in two realms.
Yeah.
We talked about professionally. We talked about in a dating realm. The dating realm is the same. It's the same conversation. You chose to be there. He told you, I'm not looking for nothing. So if you want to stay here and sit by me the rest of the time until I figure it out, we can do whatever you want to do. You got to listen to what people are saying.
Absolutely.
With you guys being in your stage, would that be offensive to you all? Would that be something that's like...
In this stage, it wouldn't be offensive, but it's not something that I would entertain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not in this space. I have entertained it because I was in the same boat. Like, look, we ain't till the wheels fall off, but you're fun. You're a good placeholder.
You're cool
you're a companion.
you're cool for that.
Like, like it's something that I can... And when things shifted, it was like, ooh, this shifted. Like, I'm in a new space. We ain't got no business being anywhere near this. Let's go ahead and break this off. And some breaks were clean and some I allowed to get messy. And I had to take the responsibility in that, because like you said, it was like, hey, I had all the information and I made a choice and I took it to a place it wasn't supposed to be. So I had to own that, but I also knew I had to be the one to cut that tie. Right. And once I did, everything, birds came out, rainbows, glitter, like it was like, ooh, okay, I'm in my space.
What about this? Fuck friends. So same situation. It's the same, right?
As long as you're on one accord. Until like friends with benefits. Until one of y'all decide that no longer serves you, then you're fine. But if both of y'all are on the same page and both of y'all are aware that this is what it is, it's the same as like when you marry for money. Trust me, a conversation was had. Like, look, I need to get to this level. I need to look this certain way. I need my woman to look this certain way. I don't care what you do. I don't care who you do it with. Just do it on the low. And we're building this image of what I need to build right now to get to the next level. So I need you to play your part. Now, when your part is no longer needed, we're on to the next.
I don't encourage casual sex.
No. Like,
would you say you don't?
I encourage it if y'all are on the same page. Yeah, now, once you're no longer on the same page, then you need to cut ties.
If that's what if that's what you're on, by all means, if you can casually sex it up, more power to you. I wish that I could I want to have the whole phase that everybody, but my vagina doesn't work like that. But I understand me. I know my shit comes with emotion, so why would I do that? I'm just not. But I know me though, so I don't even. If I can, cool. If I can't, I'm just honest with myself. So I feel like as long as y'all are on the same page, it's just if a man is telling you, if a man told me now, like to go back to your question, would I be offended? Absolutely not. I know how important my self journey was for me, and if you feel that you need to do that, I'm smart enough to know like. Absolutely don't get emotional ties to this man because he literally told you that he's not ready. Right. And I was tired of hurting my own feelings because women do that all the time. Like, he said he's not ready right now. The only thing that we heard was right now.
Right now,
exactly. But you can't change
we can make the change.
Eventually.
Eventually.
It's not even change. It's when you get there, I'm there. Like, so when the light bulb clicks.
I've been a pick-me your entire journey.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, you're going to pick her?
Yeah.
Right. Sorry. So that becomes the personal letdown. Like, oh, I let myself. And that's where you got to take responsibility when you heal. Like, oh, I did this. Like, I can't even be mad at him. Like, I did this to myself. Like, I knew what this was. Yeah, and it's like you ignore it. Right.
So you date the woman who cheats forever on you, and every time y'all what's the scenario? Every time y'all get back together, y'all break up, and then she cheats again, or
yeah,
She
it's
goes
like
somewhere.
that's just
You
what
keep
it
bringing her
is.
back
You gotta just
But
see
I have-
people's character traits, but
Right,
I
but
don't judge anything. So
I have had legit we are just sex buddies. Like there is nothing else. But with that, there's no
Feelings
long
always.
walks on the beach.
Yeah,
There's
we
no
ain't communicating
it's
on a regular
literally
basis.
hey, you come in, you do what you
And
do,
there's
I
never
do what I
feelings.
do.
No one
But
ever
that's
catches
just
feelings.
feeling.
But
And-
remember, like back in the day, like they was just like, no, we together because we
No,
be
it
cuddling
was
and all this
never
stuff like
we
that.
was
No,
together,
I
no.
encourage if you gonna be on some sex, nigga, get in and get out.
Exactly.
Don't
There's no
cuddle with
sleeping
her.
over, there's
Don't
no
do
cuddling.
all of that extra shit. You
So
can't
you're
because
saying
we're
that
fucked
a
up in the
cuddle
head.
then turns it into
He spent the
being
night.
a
We're good.
boyfriend opposed to a fuck friend. So what is it that changes the mindset of it's just fucking? Is it that I don't
when you start
leave?
to put yourself in places that puts you in a friend or a boyfriend
You're doing
situation,
boyfriend
you're doing
things.
boyfriend
I don't
things.
understand
You're
what that means.
cooking.
Explain me.
You're asking me how my day is.
Make sure you ate.
You're
can't
no, that's
leave.
not
But
your
that's,
role.
I think that's
Your job
no.
is
I
just
think
to-
that's at the end of the day, it's always gonna go back to self. I don't care.
Yeah.
And nigga ain't played with you.
That
He didn't
ends
play
up.
with you.
That's where people end up getting confused.
Exactly.
Blurred lines.
And that's really
And
where
then we
are
get our
today.
feelings hurt because then we go back to the conversation. He be like, I told you I wasn't on that. You
But
like,
you
but
was
you was
doing
this.
because with
It
women
doesn't
we
matter.
go by what you do,
But those
not what
guys
you
are then
say.
feeling like,
Yeah.
could it be looked
They
at as
don't
this?
care. They just like, you was hungry. I was
Exactly.
at the stove.
So
Exactly.
the innocence
But
of,
that's what
of
I'm saying.
the
If
two.
it's really just gonna be
It
just
needs to be
that,
this.
there isn't even
Absolutely.
that.
There
I
needs
need
to
you
be
to came
this.
already fed. You can't be hungry. I ain't hungry. I fed. Nigga, it's 10 o'clock at night. We both ate. We're doing what we do. You leave.
I
That's
get
the
what
only
you're saying
way.
though, like reiterating like this all it is.
That's what
Absolutely.
I'm saying. A
Yeah.
conversation,
Absolutely.
you need to also, like, you have
Check-ins.
managers have check-ins, right? You have
Absolutely.
one-on-ones and all these things, right? For a reason. And if you don't
Exactly.
have that with your man, you need to get
And that's
with
to say,
your
as long
manager.
as y'all are on the
Yes.
same page.
Get
When
your
you're no
man.
longer
Yeah.
on the
Yeah, when
same
you're not on
page,
the
then
same-
you gotta let it go.
Yeah.
And you have
And
to-
usually they don't let it go.
You have to communicate that we're all right. We're not where we once were. So something's
Yeah.
it's something
Right,
gotta
I'm in a
shake.
different space.
Yeah.
I now
I'm
want a
making
real
cake.
commitment.
Yeah.
And that's happened. Like I had a
And-
cuddy buddy forever, and then he was like, "Yo, I'm in a space where I want a little more." I was like, "Okay, cool. I'm not your person, so let me go ahead and release you." Like,
Yeah.
we ain't got to do none of this. I'm
you
not
find
gonna
your
call you.
person-
Or they
man.
start cooking for you, like, why you cooking?
No,
Enjoy
I'm not
life.
going to call you because
Absolutely.
there's
Why
a
you cooking?
reason
What you cooking?
why.
What you doing?
There's a reason why we didn't go down that road. So it's like, look, that's all that we can be today, tomorrow, forever. Like that was our role in each other's lives. We had a moment. That moment has now passed. I need to fully release you from that space because it's always going to be a conflict.
Empath wise, and we're talking about energies, and we talk about energies, and I know I feel energies too. Don't you need to ask that person to release you from the energy that they've put upon you? You don't do that, no.
No, because
You can cleanse
That's
your
yourself.
own energy, but you
Okay.
have to be okay with sometimes no closure is closure, and you have to be okay with that.
I
Yeah.
was really bad at that. Like I needed the conversation.
Oh,
I needed the
oh, it's
bow.
horrible.
Like I'm like, no, you gonna
too.
talk to me. Like we
That's
gonna figure
how
out.
that's
Like,
how I feel.
Me too.
Like I need
and
to.
now I'm like,
Closure. You gotta
my
have
closure is I've had enough. I can close this because I can't. It's like opening a door. Like, well, because I guess
like
chivalry's not
closing the
dead,
door.
but
It's not dead.
no, but it's in most cases it's like you said, choices. I choose to open and close the door. I choose to open and close a window. So for me, it's like just like I chose to open it, it's my choice to close it. So I have to be okay with that choice because I did that on my own. Like I have to own my piece in it, and I control that piece. So if I gave an inch, I can take that inch back. And that's usually where you kind of have to usually get the closure. Is like, let me just take my inch back.
Yeah.
Because
Closure,
if not,
no closure is no closure. At the end of the day, don't nobody owe you anything, and I think that's what our problem is. We feel I had to get over my own self. Don't nobody owe me a goddamn thing.
Right.
Sure.
You got to give me a conversation. No, especially like
Ghosting.
I don't encourage ghosting. I'm a grown ass woman.
I don't like ghosting either.
Yeah, but no, that's not even a closure thing.
It's not.
That's cowardly.
Yeah, but my whole thing is like where I am, I'll release you just off of principle. I really don't. The situation can be this big, but the principle, and I'll dismiss you off of principle. I don't have to explain to you what you did because you a grown ass man. You know what you did. But you gonna know me though. Everybody, you literally get one chance. It's an honor and a privilege to fuck with me the first time. You don't get a second chance. But I think it all ties into how you feel about yourself. I was not the best, or there had to be something missing in me to even require that level of, you have to release me, or I need closure. Why? The fuck? The fuck? Right. I had to go back to self. Like, why do you even feel that you need that? Why is one's action not good enough for you to just be like, bet? Why do you feel like after they did some fuck shit? Because of course, if you're going your separate ways and it wasn't on no grown stuff, it was on some fuck shit. Why do you feel the need to even have that person in your space to even,
or as cliche as it sounds, sometimes it is them and it's not you. Like, that's just like, it's not for you.
It's everybody's journey. I let people do what they want.
Like, I'm the firm. Like, I want all my exes to be happy, because that means you are not darkening my doorstep on some, I remember when. No, I need you to be as happy as you need to be, because there is no way you bring your ass back over here.
You're a nice lady. I'm just gonna, we're gonna put that out there. No. But I do want to know about this shirt, because we have questions. Can you explain to us what this means, or help us?
I think it's pretty self-explanatory, to be quite honest.
You don't believe in God? Explain Black Woman. Oh.
Where did that come from? I just have to know.
Instagram.
So
Instagram.
Well, if we're being philosophical and historical, everybody came from a Black woman.
Fact.
So if we're going from that lens, it's like, yeah, like, if you believe in creation, like, you gotta believe in the Black woman. And if you don't, like, explain us. Like,
okay.
But there's also a societal onus on Black women got it. Like, we're the capable ones. We can cure it all, handle it all, do it all, fix it all. So those feminine areas that, like white tears is a real thing. Yeah, it is. It's not black tears for a reason. Like, you know, so we, as much as we have, society-wise, Black women have to fight for their soft spaces, fight for their tears, fight for their, which is why that dynamic between a man and a woman, especially a Black man and a Black woman, is so interesting from a societal standpoint. Like I said, I've been blessed to be able to be soft with Black men. Yeah. But as a societal standpoint, most Black men don't view Black women as the soft, because that's the ones that they've gone to for everything. That's the single mama that taught you everything. Like, she was your mother, father, brother, sister, cousin. Like, so when that's your upbringing of, oh, well, this Black woman's gonna do it all. She's gonna fix it all. She's gonna, even corporate America has caught on to, like, if you want shit done, go find you a strong Black woman. She'll shit. Like, we have more Black women CEOs now than we've ever had. Because they've caught on to, oh, she gon' figure it out. Right. She gonna get it done. She ain't gonna complain. Is it
also what we project? Like, if we open our phones right now, like Instagram, and we can scroll, and we can see someone saying something about something. Maybe they're Black. I'm gonna just say they're Black for the argument. And I'm independent. I got. We talked about this earlier, how the materialistic things tend to be what is heard and wants to be, you know. I go up to a woman and she's like, you can't buy me no Giuseppe's. I don't want to talk to you. Like, you got on fake J's. Look, it's Giuseppe's. Get out of here. I don't know. That just popped in my head today. Okay. But all I'm getting at is this. Is it the sense of the world then sees us, or Black women, as, oh man, they're the strongest. Like, they ain't worried about nothing.
And that's why you see Black women leaning towards, like, white men, because a white man's gonna look at her like,
leaning towards,
societal wise,
they just grow.
He's gonna look at me and want to help me. He's gonna look at me and want to save me from whatever circumstance he thinks I'm in. Where a black man is gonna look at me and be like, "Oh, we gonna do this together," or "She's gonna lift me." That's the societal standpoint of the different races. So, as a society, you look at most black men and women. It's that maternal instinct of, "Oh, she got me. Like she don't expect to do nothing but help me. Like she's my helpmate."
That's not my experience.
I said society.
Oh yeah.
I said society. Like I said, I was fortunate where that was not the case. Like the black men in my life were like, "I got you. You could do whatever you want. That's icing on the cake. I got this household." So, but societal wise, in this generation, the thought, the concept, is like the mama I made it is the Becky. And usually it's because Becky got a family that you can step on. Like, it's like, okay, cool. Like, he got the Fortune 500 girl, I can come in, be something. Like, there's some type of leverage. There's some sort of pull that allows you to be like, hey, like, I can get a step up if like you said, it's the person that meets that standard of whatever you think you're supposed to be doing.
So out of curiosity, what is the downfall? Where is the problem with wanting someone to build with you? That's what I look at it. Not a help.
There's no downfall to that if that's the agree. Like once you get to that mountaintop, as long as that's the agreed upon. Like, hey, I'm gonna do this until you get to this, and then once we're here.
Yeah, if you're my person, then we in this like this journey of ours is together. You're doing your thing.
Exactly.
I'm doing my thing. I'm pushing you. You pushing me.
Exactly. Yeah. But when it becomes lopsided or one-sided, that's where shit gets twisted. Like if it's like, hey, I've already got mine. I need you to get yours. And it's not coming from that support. It's coming from that when you gonna, why you ain't, what you do? Like if you're constantly pecking and pecking and pecking, guy to girl, girl to guy. If you're constantly like, well, you said you was going and you're not, well, shit, there's other things in the way. Like, are you gonna help me or are you just gonna nitpick at me?
I think
so. If you're not helping, but you're on the ride and I take care of the bills. But are you supporting that person? Are you actually in the trenches with that person? Are you helping them find resources? Are you helping?
Yeah, that's the other avenue of it because you can have somebody that, let's say the guy gets it on their own. Like you have you with a girl, but you got to make it to that next level on your own, right? She's still there with you, but if it's time to pull her up too, and slap your hand, it's like, well, shit.
Or the pull-up is like, you got it, babe. Sometimes the pull-up is, hey, when I got here, I found out about that. So here, now you know that.
Right.
Like, sometimes we don't need just a cheerleader. Like, sometimes I need you to be like, nah, here's this. Let me take this off this. Let me do this.
That's a conversation because if you're not listening to me, then why does it matter if I'm like, listen, I know all this stuff I can give you, and I'm going to know it all the times. I can straight up say that.
But that's what I'm saying. So it rarely works unless both of you are on the same page. Okay. Am I willing to take what you're offering to get me there?
They have to be willing to accept.
And that's where you get the unity of now where you can both ascend together, which is why you rarely see it.
I've never experienced
because both have to be on the same page.
Yeah.
And when you're not, it's very one-sided.
Yeah.
Because I've been in relationships where it was like, oh, you're like looking back, I'm like, oh yeah, he used the shit out of me.
Same.
And it's like, oh, like, ooh, like this was never gonna, like, he said just enough to get me to do, and that's why I'm like, ooh, like I'm real quick to be like, what's your plan? Like, once you present me a plan, once you present me a vision that I can then get on board with and can say like, hey, like I'm in agreement that this is our plan. This is what we are doing to make sure we as a unit are both where we would like to be. Then cool. But if that's not the conversation and it's very, well, I gotta, well, you gotta figure it out. Let me know when you get there. Yeah. But if we're not talking like a unit, then we're not.
You're not a unit.
See, I've been on the other end of that spectrum. I'm always on the other end of the spectrum where it's like, hey, here's.
Did she ask though?
That's the thing. It's I have this idea, or she has this idea. And I'm like, hey, that's a great idea. this is how we can do this.
Yeah.
But there's no action behind.
Because did she ask, or did she just have an idea?
But now that's where that conversation comes in.
That's where it's like, hey,
what do you want from me?
I really want to make this happen, or was she just sipping on some wine and was like, you know, it'd be really cool if I had da 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 da.
See, that's the thing.
And then you just went into, we can do
Fix
that,
it.
and now we're gonna. And
But
she
he
like
said that was his struggle.
But that's,
So,
But that's where the conversations fell off. Now, if you present like you really like, hey, I need this, and these are the gaps I have. Like, I need to find a distributor. I need to find this. I need to. These are my holes. If you as my partner aren't trying to actively help me fill those holes, we're not building together. Like you're supporting, you're cheerleading at that point. You're not supporting me. And if I say to you like, hey, I need your support. I need you to chip in. I need you to help me put in these missing pieces. If I say that and you're still like, well, shit, nah, like you got it. Like you can do it. Like, hell, I did it. Like, you got this.
Yeah.
Or you're still looking for me to, but like, you gonna pay this bill though? Like, as you're building and like,
yeah,
there's
I think that's
a
the part where
disconnect.
there's, like you said, there's a disconnect in itself where, because you have people that have these ideas and they want you to run with the ideas for them. You know what I mean?
But
like, oh,
it's not their idea.
I told you about this.
Maybe.
So, you know.
But again, that's a conversation. Like, hey,
Right.
here's a great idea. I don't have the capacity, the energy, the effort. Like, so either you gonna do it
or the vision.
We're just like, it's just an idea. Sometimes people just talk. I have 1,000 ideas. I'm not gonna run with all 1,000. Like, there's gonna be one or two that I'm super duper passionate about. But when it's all said and done, I need you to see that yes, I'm capable. I help people manage and run businesses all day long, and it's true. Those who don't do teach. By the time I finish doing for everybody else, I can know all the things that need to be done. I don't necessarily have the capacity to do them because I'm still trying to do what I need to do to keep myself afloat.
Boundaries.
So either you help me float or you help me put these missing pieces together so that I can then have the time and the capacity to float myself and float us where we need to go. But you got to give me one or the other. So it's either you give me release from my 9-to-5 norms and my standard of living, or you tip in if you're truly trying to be my partner, or you chip in on these missing pieces and we collaborate on how we're going to make it work.
Yeah, collaboration is
If
key.
not, you're waiting on me to make it so that then you can leech off. That's not a partnership.
I think she has something to say.
Oh no,
I agree with you. You know, it's
boundaries.
you have to set the expectation. You know, I would never run with someone else's idea. That's not my vision. So,
but that's the point. If she just mentioned it, like, oh my God, I would love to have a clothing line. Like, that's not her running with it. That's not her.
Right.
That's a nice to do. Like, oh, and in her mind, she's like, yeah, if I had nothing else to do and everything was taken care of, I would start a fashion line.
It depends on the person.
But if she's actively like, I got an LLC, I went and did this, I bought a sewing machine.
Action speaks louder than
So
words.
if she's putting in some action behind it, she's like, I created a website. Now you can come in and be like, all right, bet.
But
you can
you're-
do that.
but to your point, Bree, you're right. It does depend on the person because
absolutely.
some people will say that and they will want you to
absolutely,
you know, jump in and do everything in that sense. But you have to be conversational with that.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, at that point, it's
Like-
business.
A
So it's
simple,
always
just
a
like
conversation.
what do you
Creative,
need?
like decorating a place type thing.
like
They say like they want to decorate.
creating a decorating something or starting anything. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not going to. I'm not a remind. I don't. Y'all read minds?
No, I wish.
Okay. I don't know who mind readers out there. Professor Xavier, he says, please let me know. Holler at me. I got some questions.
Right.
But if not, it takes that communication so that everybody's on that same page. You know what the expectation is. I think that's where a lot of relationships go awry is that there are these unsaid or these unspoken expectations.
Or these assumptions.
Or
It's literally
assumptions,
like, dang, I
right.
just mentioned it once. Like, I didn't say I was going to do nothing with it.
Right.
So until someone does, and same with women. Like he said he want to be, girl, he was just talking outside of his neck and drunk. Like, that boy ain't going to the league. Like, he gonna go like, it's like, you know, like, he ain't picked up a ball since 95. Like, girl, what you talking about? Like,
I just found the court around the corner.
You know, like, it's still that. Well, he said, but what did he do? Like, if you say you want to go to the league, but the closest you gotten is playing Madden, if you're not putting in the work, I'm not gonna put in the work. Bless you. So it's like, I'm gonna take you where men will be like, she said she want this, and it's like,
but we also think this. Men think, bless you again. Men also think that we have to provide it because a lot of us are providers. So we're like, well, she said it, so we're gonna do it. And I can speak for myself. I'm gonna do it to make sure she's happy because this is what she wants. And
but
she said it
how
once.
she wants you to provide, though.
Right. But that's what I'm getting at is that
you're having a healed conversation right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we haven't asked those questions, and this is for them. We haven't asked those questions to know if that's really just a vent or is this an idea or something you really want to do? Is it something you're passionate about? Is it something that just popped into your head because you just watched 8 hours of Project Runway? Like, where's this coming from? Like, to Brianna's point, like, she asked deeper questions. Because, like, I swear, we put all of us together, we could sit here and rattle off 100 ideas that could make each of us or somebody in the universe a million billionaire.
Right.
Are we going to do 100 No, like, who has the fucking time?
I might do one.
Like, we're lucky if we do one, but we can, rattling off an idea is, everybody does that.
Yeah.
Can you actually put boots to the ground, and then when you get there, it's like, where then does that support looks like?
Also, is it a safe space? Are they saying it just because they feel like, listen, I gotta tell somebody. So let me just tell her because I know she's safe. I know she can be like, yeah, bro, you tripping. Or, that could work for you.
Yeah.
Right.
But
once you
trial and error, though. Like, just speaking from a place I'm you, like, before I was you. What do you need? And I'm going to help you. Yeah. Listen, you could give me an inch, that mile that I'm going to take on behalf of us because I care about you so much and this is what you want. But, trial and error. I don't think anybody should feel some type of
But now you have him elevated to a place he had no business being. Because
it doesn't matter. That was still a part of my experience with him. It's a journey. That's why I said trial and error. We can't get mad for being dope ass humans, regardless if they needed it or not.
Right.
That's what needs to be said is that we're put in someone's life for a reason. And we don't know why God put us there. Now, some of that may have been to uplift them to the point where, listen, well, at least I did that. At least I showed up for that person. I gave somebody my shoes the other day, a homeless person on the road. I ride around with shoes in my car on purpose, hoping that I see a homeless man. I used to do it with food, hoping that I see somebody that I can at least give something to. Like, you know what?
But that's the blessing that you're supposed to be in whomever's life.
Absolutely.
And I think that's where we miss it. We take things for granted. I don't say we take it for granted, but we take things so personal and internalize things so much. It's because it's like, okay, I've done this for them, but when is it my turn?
What did I get?
But did you do it for them or did you do it for you? Because if you're not listening to that person, you did it for you.
It doesn't even matter because even outside of us, God still has a plan.
Exactly.
It's an inevitable plan, and just because it's not
what you give
worked out our way,
you will return tenfold. So.
Right. It comes back, but it's still that place of like, that's where you have to take the L and the personal accountability of like, oh, I did that for my walk or for my purpose, my joy. Because if they're saying I don't want that, like, and you gave it anyway, it's like you can't get mad when it wasn't received.
I have to change the wording because the connotation behind the I'm taking an L.
Never take an L.
L means learning.
Okay.
L doesn't mean loss. L means learning.
Okay,
I like that.
I don't believe in losses.
But that's what I was getting at. I mean, because we're here to help other people. Like that's
we just gotta quit really taking stuff so personal and then just take it as even if I uplifted you and you completely left me for fucking shit. That was supposed to happen. Yeah. Nothing just happens, and if we just learn to trust outside of us and get out of our own way, of course we're gonna be offended. Right. Oh my God!
And don't get to a place where you stop doing it. Well, no, it ain't gonna happen again. God absolutely got that one lesson about me. That was it. Well, no, and sometimes it's a pattern where that's where God's trying to show you too. Like, fool, you keep doing the same thing.
Keep saying the same thing. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's when God's telling you is you. Like, you can be giving, you can be nurturing, but it's how you go about it.
Right.
Like, don't be blinded by it. Don't be a fool by it. But like, give with your heart, give with pure intention, but also give what's needed, desired, asked for. Don't give if somebody says they hungry, don't give them shoes. Like, I'm hungry, I got shoes. That not, you know, like
I ain't never telling my story.
No, like, poor example. But like, if I'm hungry, it's like, you see, I got shoes. They may not be the best, but I got. I'm not saying that you would do that. You would look for somebody that didn't have shoes.
But too late.
I know, like, you would look and see, like, oh, that person doesn't have shoes. Cool, but that may not be. Or the people that assume, like, hey, you need money, and it's a sign that says, did you read the sign? Like, I need a job.
Right.
I don't need $20. I need a career.
Let me use this. So, I used to live in Tucson, as you know, and I'm in Tucson, and I see a homeless man, and I'm like, oh, hey, come inside, Mr. K. Come inside, I'll buy you a sandwich. He's like, all right, okay. We go inside. I can grab a sandwich. Which one do you want? He's like, honestly, I just want a drink. Bro, you should have told me that. Get a damn drink. Let's go. Come on, man. Like, what did you want?
But your intent was to feed him when really he was like, I'm not in that space. Like,
but at least he told me.
Right.
I respect that.
But that's what I'm saying. If someone tells you, and then you correct it, and you got him the drink. But if you had been like, I don't buy liquor, you're getting a sandwich.
Right.
That's where the conflict rises. Where it's like, you're not giving me what I asked for. Like, I was in a relationship where I literally wanted flowers. I didn't care if they came from the dollar store, the grocery store, the florist. Didn't matter. I want flowers. I got a Coach purse. I got a Tiffany bracelet. I got Jordans. Appreciative of everything.
Does he still buy Jordans?
I would like flowers.
13, 11 and a half.
But it's like, they're nice. The gesture was sweet, but I'm like, I'm really not in that. I'm not materialistic. It's a small gesture. Right. My love language isn't gifts. So it's like, hey, I need you to be present. I need you to hear me. Yeah. So when I say I want something, even if it is small, I'm not punking you. I'm not like, I really just wanted some flowers and some goddamn Skittles. Like, give me the flowers and the Skittles. Like, it's not, you know. So it's like, when I have to constantly sit there, like, I have to scream at you, like, listen to me. It doesn't matter what you bring or no matter how nice it is, sweet it is, grand it is, if it's not what I'm needing in that space.
What kind of Skittles you like, Drea?
Wildberry.
The Wildberry.
Purple
I was going to say the remix.
The remix joints.
Is the remix?
Wildberry Skittles, ladies and gentlemen.
All I need.
Please get the girl some Skittles.
And you as well. What do you like?
She's an affirmation.
I like Hershey's cookies and cream.
Oh, that's my joint.
Oh, that's the light skin version. I'm just playing.
I love the light skin
Those
version.
are good.
But absolutely, that's my shit. Send me like morning sermons and shit in the morning. That's me. We transfer morning meditation.
Quality time.
So if you I'm all about an experience, an excursion, like, where are we going? What are we doing? Or just being in your space. Like, you thinking enough to be like, hey, come through. Like, I'm on the way. Like, I could be dead ass tired. I'm like, nope, I'm gonna go hang out with my person and we gonna go to sleep. Like, I'm literally driving to go to sleep.
Like, I miss being flued out.
Like, I am a travel girl. So, like, you say let's go, I'm passport ready.
What's that like? I'm gonna fly you to Payson.
We can go camping and pay. I'm an outside girl though, so that
Sedona, like fly to Sedona.
Oh hell yeah.
I did the drive.
Is that too short of a drive? You rather do the drive?
I'm a fly girl.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind going anywhere, but I'm more of like a all inclusive me.
Jamaica.
Yeah, I travel. Yeah, so it'd be different. It'd be different, but I don't mind any Payson. Let's go camping. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, I like that shit.
I'm just saying, what if he didn't have the money to go to Jamaica right now? He has the money to go to Payson.
Let's go.
Are we gonna take him where he's at, or we gonna be like, no, you know what? We trying to go to Jamaica.
If they person, they don't give a fuck where they going.
Right. Okay. For me, like I don't care what we do. Like as long as we're doing it together, I'm with it. Like where we going, what we doing, and even if it's nothing, I love doing nothing together.
Okay, picnic phase 10V, sir.
Yes. Absolutely. Like, but put in some effort, put in some thought. Like again, my biggest thing is just listen to me. Like if I say I had, and I'll tell guys, like, look, if I say too many times, like, yo, I don't even know if I'm coming or going. I don't know what this week is looking like. I don't know if I ate today. Like, that's your cue to be like, yo, here's lunch. Yeah. Here's
sometimes
dinner.
You be forgetting.
Blink and your day is over. Like, it's, you know, when I'm in those spaces or, you know, I got crazy deadlines or I got an event coming up that I'm producing from top to bottom, like, that's where I need my man to be a little more like, hey, I know you always ask if I ate. Have you eaten?
You need somebody mindful.
Who do you need?
Thoughtful. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
On
just
both
mindful.
sides of the fence.
Exactly.
Man, woman, no matter who you are, make sure you're checking on your people. And it's good to check in with people as well.
Mm-hmm.
Check in with people and see how their days are, weeks are. Because someone could be going through something, and that little conversation could have helped them through something.
You never know what people are going through.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, you never know what people are going through. Well, we appreciate y'all coming through, man. Yes. It's been an absolute joy. This might be a 3-parter, to be quite honest with you.
It's absolutely a 3. Dre ass be like,
sorry.
I'll be like,
Dre said, Brianna True in the building.
In the building. You did.
Why do you struggle with that?
It just sounds so simple.
Fictional.
I think we think it's gonna be more extravagant.
They literally nobody. They was just like, oh, I thought that was your radio name. I was just like, no, guys, that's my actual name.
Yeah. It's a thing.
But we thank y'all. Thank y'all for allowing us in y'all space. We appreciate y'all.
We appreciate your presence.
Yeah.
Love it.
This has been fun. Very insightful. Hopefully y'all learned something.
They did.
Y'all did.
Had to.
Y'all did.
Make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that button. Next time.
Comment.